Everybody's doing well. This is Tonetta of Tonetta's Eats, Treats, and Crafts. I want to make sure I got that right. I hope that everybody's doing well. And I'm here, of course, as you saw in the description, I'm here to make some homemade deodorant. This is not my first time ever making homemade deodorant. I have been making it for probably about 5-7 years maybe now, I guess. I've been making my own deodorant. The reason why I started making it years ago was because it seems like all the deodorant that I used to use, Secret, and I love the way they smelled and that kind of thing, of course, too, but Secret, Arid, I've used all the deodorants that's out there, I can put it that way. The Tussie, the ones that it's like a cream that you put on, I used it back in the day, and I used all kind of deodorants. The last ones I was using, like I said, was the Arid and the Secret, and it was something else. I can't think of the other name of the other one right now, but for some reason they would not work very well. They stopped. Actually, at some point they stopped working. I tried to use the Mitchum, which is supposed to be the highest deodorant you can get that's going to protect you from being musty and all this kind of stuff. That stuff made my arms burn so bad I couldn't put on any more deodorant at all, I guess, after that point. And like I said, over time, it just seems like before I even got to the Mitchum part, over time, just all these deodorants that I was using and putting on just lost their effectiveness. And like I said, I had to devise me another plan. So once I was working at my job, of course, working a job. One day my arms were so sweaty, so musty, I had to keep carrying deodorant in my purse and in my bag, putting it on like every hour. It just was not working. And like I said, lasting at all. So like I said, I had to devise another plan to figure out what the heck I was going to do with my own body, and so I wouldn't be smelly and that kind of thing going on. I have to use all this doggone deodorant, and then have all these white patches or white cream, I guess, like all of my shirts and that kind of thing. I said, this has got to stop. So like I said, I started going the natural route back then. Like I said, this was about 5 to 7 years ago or so. I started going the natural route. At first, I was actually buying the deodorant from the store, like the natural deodorants. Some of those were kind of working, but they weren't working to the strength that I needed, I guess I put it that way. Because, of course, I was exercising and doing all those kind of things back then as well, too. But I had to find something else that was going to work. So I'm always researching, looking for stuff, trying to figure out something. So I came across a recipe for a homemade deodorant. And I put that recipe on in the description of this video as well. But it is 5 tablespoons of coconut oil. You can use any kind of coconut oil that you want. The kind that I have today is Luana. Oh, I'm trying to get back. Let me get back. This is the Luana kind. I got this. I ordered this at Walmart actually, like last year, back last summer. So I have that. Then it's 1/3 cup of baking soda. Let me scoop this on over here. And this is just the baking soda I got in my cabinet. I've already been using it for other stuff, so like I said, I'm definitely using that. So a 1/2 cup of cornstarch, and this is what that looks like. I got this, I think it's great value from Walmart as well. Of course, it says 5 to 10 drops of essential oils. I never put the essential oils in making this deodorant because I can't tolerate all those oils and that kind of thing, even when I'm sitting in the bathtub. So sometimes I can, it just depends. A lot of times I just can't, I guess I put it that way. So I just have to keep all my stuff natural, I guess I put it that way, as far as things that's going like in the folds of my body and that kind of thing. So I just can't do it. So, and I got my measuring cups here, of course. And my measuring spoon, of course, and I got another knife and like a spoon so I can spoon out some of this stuff. And this is my container. I just finished using the last of the ones that I had before, so I'm actually going to double this recipe, y'all, just to let you know. So doubling the recipe, you're just going to use 2 1/3 cups of baking soda, 1 whole cup of cornstarch, and if you're going to use the coconut oil, use 10 tablespoons. Sometimes I use maybe 1 more extra tablespoon. It just depends on how thick you want it. You can make it as thick as you want it, I guess I put it that way. I like mine thick so it can be like a cream, so I can rub on, that kind of thing. Some folks take the deodorant after they mix it up and put it into like an old deodorant container and let it get hard, that kind of thing, and then wipe it on from there. I don't do that because I don't have any deodorant containers. I haven't had them in I ain't gonna say 10 years, but like 5 to 7 years, I guess I put it that way. I haven't had them in a long time, so I just use it out my bowl and take my finger, dip it in, and rub it on them. I guess up under my arm is how I use it. So, like I said, you can definitely use one of those strategies if you like. But like I said, the reason why I started making my own deodorant was because the deodorants that I had was not working at all. Like I said, they stopped working. I was musty. I was sweating so bad. Yes, this deodorant, I still sweat anyway up under my arm, no matter what kind of deodorant I have. But of course, the smell and the odor will not be there. Just to let you all know, I know these are simple homemade ingredients that many people already have in their pantries already. Like I said, I haven't had any issues since I've been using this homemade deodorant recipe. with any kind of shaving up under my arms or any kind of like burning. Well, actually, the first few days, I think I did have like a little bit of, I guess my body was just probably trying to get used to that baking soda, I'm sure, because that's like one of the main ingredients in the recipe. But like I said, it wasn't like it was broken out, that kind of thing. It was just like a tiny bit of like abrasive feeling, I guess you can say, like you rub your skin too long, that kind of thing. But after a few days, when I first started using it, I do remember that it did go away, and I've been fine ever since. Like I said, I still sweat. Of course, if you have a sweat glands, I mean, you're still going to sweat. Some deodorants just can't stop that. I don't care if it's homemade or store bought. But of course, the smell, like I said, that definitely has not been there. Sometimes if I have done just to see whether I can go like a weekend without deodorant, and that actually worked with this. I'm like, this actually works with the regular deodorant, using it back in the day. That could not go. Of course, I was at home or wasn't out and about, that kind of thing. So I don't know if I would have went out and exercised, what that would have kept the smell down, that kind of thing. I have no idea. I did not test that part. So, but if you want to test it, definitely let me know how it works. But like I said, that was the main reason that I started using this homemade deodorant. The second main reason why I started using the homemade deodorant. Back then, I would say about 2021, about 10, 11 years ago, I went on my first cruise to the Bahamas, and I met this personal trainer, and he was a nutritionist. He was actually African. I can't think of his name, but it was a white guy. I know he's from Africa, and he, of course, that's where his homeland was. And like I said, he was in the health and the body and all those kind of things, and he was doing these kind of tests at the spa area, I guess you want to put it that way, on the cruise boat. So, of course, I went to talk to him, that kind of thing. He was just giving me some tips about, of course, food, nutrition, my own health, and that kind of thing as well. And I think I told you all, well, maybe I didn't. I'll just tell you again. But some of the things he was talking to me about was about making sure that, of course, with the health issues or with any kind of, I'm trying to keep your body healthy and trying to eat healthy, that kind of thing, make sure that I, of course, do my own research as far as what's in the products that I'm using, eating, putting in my body, putting in my mouth, I guess I put it that way as well. And, of course, I went back home after I got back from that cruise, was researching every darn thing. I used to love Oreos back then, y'all. That was my whole addiction. Well, part of my addiction, I guess, Oreos and that kind of thing. Like I said, I definitely, of course, start researching, of course, all the ingredients on the back of those. I don't even buy Oreos now, but unless I'm baking something, making something that goes in it, that kind of thing. Other than that, I don't usually buy them. Oh, and hey, Makiba, thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. And it says you always looking to natural. Okay, good. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've been making this deodorant for about at least 5 years now, 5 to 7 years now, and I've been fine, but not having any kind of mustiness and all this kind of stuff going on. And it's worked a hell of a lot better than all the other deodorants I had used, because all the secrets and the Arids and all that stuff stopped working for me totally. So definitely. But like I said, I stopped. Like I said, that was the first thing. But the second thing was just looking at the ingredients and all the chemicals and all the stuff that was inside the deodorants. I was looking at, of course, I researched every single little bitty one, no matter what the ingredient was that was in my food, in my lotions, and the deodorants, anything that was going on or in my body. I researched all those terms. Some of the terms, a few of them were kind of the same. Some of them wasn't. But like I said, a lot of those ingredients, especially when it came to the Oreos, especially when it came to the deodorants and that kind of thing, and other kinds of processed foods and stuff like that I had at home back in the day, a lot of those things are not good for your body at all. Like I said, that was definitely something that I had to realize that, like I said, in talking to that personal trainer and that nutritionist, I had to stop doing what I was doing, I put it that way. And that's when my life took a turn back. That was 10, 11 years ago now. When my life took a turn for the better, and I started, like I said, getting my health together, getting my healthy lifestyle in order, that kind of thing as well. And like I said, with researching deodorant and some of the snacks and food and processed foods and all that kind of stuff, a lot of those ingredients, you will be astounded at where they come from or what's in them, I guess I put it that way. Some of them are chemicals that you use outside, like the grass growing, I forgot what this stuff called, like the grass treatment chemicals and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff causes cancer and other kind of it can cause cancer. It has caused cancer in like laboratory animals, and I'm assuming humans as well, especially when you're talking about breast cancer, having the nodules up under your arm, that kind of thing. To me, that's what I think of. And like I said, to me, that's what I've read about and researched over the years. And I've been a big researcher. Y'all may not know. I wanted to go to medical school actually back in the day. So of course in high school I was taking all the math and science. So my mind is always geared towards science and health and the cells, the body, and how they change and all that kind of stuff. I actually started St. Louis University. That's a big medical school here. I guess wanting to be a doctor as well. So, but when I got there, I was like, no, I'm getting off topic. Y'all don't know, but I'll get to making this deodorant shortly too. But like I said, going through those classes, my first like semester or two, I was like, this is not what I even want to do. That's not the kind of medicine I want to practice, I guess I put it that way. Or the type of medicine I can see myself in long term, that kind of thing, knowing that I've dealt with doctors and didn't like what they had to say, didn't like that they didn't look into anything natural. I just said, forget it. And I switched to social work, actually, something totally different so I can work with people and, of course, expand my knowledge of people and my relationship with people and those kind of things. So I know there's two totally different practices, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, definitely going the more people route has been more beneficial for me, I put it that way. So knowing that I can talk about holistic medicine or any kind of natural medicine, knowing I'm not a holistic practitioner or been licensed, that kind of thing at all, but I always experiment on myself with everything that I use and everything that I do, I put it that way. So just to let you all know, I guess you're wondering like, what's going on, where did she get this from? Like I said, I always experiment with everything. I know some folks may not, but that's just always been me. I'm not going to tell you all about it if I haven't done it. I guess I put it that way. So unless I'm making a cooking demo now, those I have not done because I'm cooking it while I'm talking to y'all. But other than that, like I said, I definitely do experiment on myself. I don't care what it is. It could be anything, actually. As far as foods and different lifestyles, of course, I fast and that kind of thing as well. I was actually doing the 21-day fast actually this month. It has ended now, but me and a friend of mine, I call her my sister, we're gonna start doing my monthly fast actually for the first 3 days in the month. So I guess well, for me it just depends on what I'm going to do. Some days I will not, because I have fasted, of course, 16 hours and ate the other 8, I guess I put it that way. Sometimes I fasted 20 hours of the day. Sometimes I fasted 24 whole hours, I put it that way, and just had water, tea, that kind of thing. Sometimes I've, of course, fasted where I've had different fruits and vegetables and that kind of thing as well. So all day instead of just water and tea and all that kind of stuff. So no, actually, I can't put the camera. Actually, I broke my cell phone stand, Makiba. The cell phone stand that I used to have. I just got it for Christmas, actually, and I ended up breaking it the other day. So, unfortunately, I can't even put the camera down to actually show you. But I'll try to see if I can actually move this back so I can put this in front of me so you can see me measuring. I guess I'll put it that way. Right now, I'm actually just measuring the cornstarch. Like I said, I am doubling this recipe. So it's going to be a full cup. I'm going to use 2 of these because this is, of course, the half a cup measurement. So I'm going to use 2 of these to make my batch of deodorant. Oh, and just to let you know, when I doubled the recipe for this deodorant, I have not made this. The last time I made this was probably like last spring or summer. It lasts a long time, actually, just to let you all know. It lasts a very long time. It lasts for several months. Like I said, I haven't had any, it doesn't go really fast, and you don't need a whole lot when you put it on. So, So there we go. I'm trying to get everything in there, y'all. So I'm like, Lord, I know me and my little stuff trying to tighten up my camera. I got that thing for Christmas from my guy, and he got me the cell phone stand because he know how I love to do videos and all that kind of stuff. And here I go trying to tighten up the thing and broke it. I'm just like, Lord, have mercy. So crazy. That's all right, though. That happens. That happens. So I know I have to go get another one because I broke this one. I'm like, Lord Jesus, but that's all right. I'm always breaking something, it seems like, anyway. But like I said, I'm doubling this recipe. That was my first cup I just put into the bowl. Let me see if I can move this back anymore. I'm trying to see if you can, well, you can't really see the bowl. So I'll show it to you when I stir it up, I guess I put it that way, as much as I can. I'll actually hold up the bowl when I get it all in there so that you all can see what I'm doing and that kind of thing. But that's all you have to do is, like I said, put the ingredients into the bowl and just go ahead and stir them all together. It'll eventually, about 5 minutes or so, turn into a cream, and that's all you need to do, actually. So, and that's all I do. So, and then you just store it somewhere. If it's you can store it. Some people store it in the fridge, some store it in the closet. I store mine in like a dry. Of course, mine is in the closet because that's like a dark place, that kind of thing. And do not put it in direct sunlight because, of course, it's coconut oil, so that it'll cause it to melt, actually. So let's keep that in mind. I just realized I forgot to get my fork to stir this with. I'll get it in a few. Okay. Now it's time for the baking soda. And this, like I said, this is a third a cup of baking soda, but I'm doubling this, so it's going to be, I guess, 2/3. Am I saying that right? Yeah, 2/3. Lord, me and my math, I was in calculus and math, so I should know exactly what these measurements are, actually. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I'm trying to think of what it was. Because I was in calculus. I went all the way to calculus, y'all. That was actually back in high school. Like I said, I love math and science. I was always that person. I was in chemistry, physics, all those kind of all those kind of biology, science classes. I was in all those classes. Like I said, that's just what my mindset has always been, as far as health and science and learning as much as I can learn about science and the body and how our body interacts with the food and our environment. I've always been interested in stuff like that. So like I said, just didn't start in the last few years. It started back when I was in high school. Let me see, actually, you know, probably I guess maybe like middle school, I would say. So I know when I was young, I used to always watch, of course, a little kid. I didn't watch all the Sesame Streets and all that kind of, I mean, I know what Sesame Street was, I put it that way. But of course, I was one who, I was always watching the Travel Channel, National Geographic, and all those science shows and all that kind of stuff. That was just me. Like I said, that's just how I learned. And I've always loved to learn that way. And that's why, of course, like I said, that's why I started college going to SLU for medicine, actually. So I just did not, in working with my doctors, of course, when I was growing up, that kind of thing, going to the doctor, I didn't really like the way that they were doing things, I guess I'll put it that way. It was more about the book, and I'm not a person that's just really about the book. I never have been, actually. People always tell me I'm, I forgot what the word is called, but just a free spirit, that kind of thing. But I've always just done stuff that other people are like, what the heck are you doing? You do that? What's going on? You didn't. But I do all kinds of stuff, actually, so like whatever, I don't care. But like I said, that's just been me. And like I said, I just didn't like all the by the book medicine, that kind of thing. I mean, yes, I'll listen to some of it, yes. I mean, I know some things that we may have to take something, or I don't know, to improve our health, like for that time temporarily, that kind of thing. I understand that. Sometimes you may need physical therapy or surgery, because I've had a surgery before, even though it wasn't like a surgery. It was a breast reduction surgery, because I had big old giant breasts back in the day. Back when ever since I was a kid, they used to hurt my back and that kind of thing. So in college, my first year or two, I believe it was, I was able to go ahead and get the surgery done. So, but that's the only surgery I've had, thankfully. But like I said, definitely with all the medicine, that kind of thing, it just something just didn't feel right to me. And like I said, I mean, I love medicine, I love science, I love the body, I love the cells, I love all the atoms, the breakdown, the mitochondria, everything you can think of when it comes to the body. And of course, how our cells regenerate, all that kind of stuff, I love that. But like I said, the medicine to me, that type of medicine, like our regular traditional doctors, just didn't feel right to me. And like I said, I know that may sound crazy. People are like, you went to medical school, well, you started because you have to start in the biology program. Of course, you don't just go directly to medical school. You have to get your undergrad done first. The medicine, of course, that's one of the, after you get your biology degree, that kind of thing, then you can go ahead and go on like the medical school part, or apply for medical school rather. But like I said, that was just something that I'm like, I don't want to do that. I just didn't want to do it. But like I said, that was just me. I enjoyed the education. I guess like this. I still love, like I said, I still have medical books here. I still read medical books, all kind of science books. I still have them. So I'll be right back. Y'all got to get a fork, actually. I don't even have, anything to stir this up with. I got to get that. Okay, so I'm back. I'm trying to had to get the fork so I can, because I have to stir, in order to stir up the coconut oil and the baking soda and cornstarch and all that, you have to use something. I don't use a spoon. Tried that the first time, y'all, and the doggone coconut oil was stuck in the spoon and all kind of crap going on. So, like, forget that. So I just use a fork from now on. And like I said, this is going to be actually 10 tablespoons of coconut oil, because I'm doubling the recipe. So I'm getting those ready now. And like I said, you can actually melt this coconut oil if you want to, and just take it out that way. I use it on my body and stuff like that, so I don't just keep melting it, put it in the microwave, all that kind of stuff at all. I just dig it out. So like I said, that's me. But you can definitely melt it if you want, because some people cook with coconut oil. You can definitely cook with it too. So just keep that in mind if that's what you want to cook with. It may get kind of expensive because coconut oil isn't that cheap of an oil to buy, put it that way. So, but you can definitely cook with it. Actually, most of the oils, coconut oils, safflower oil, peanut oil, you can cook with all those things. Canola oil, whatever you want to use, I guess. But like I said, you could definitely cook with those things as well. So that's one. Lord. Okay. And I hope that y'all are doing well on this Saturday. I hope that everybody's doing okay. I know we've had all kind of craziness going on, all the politics and all that kind of stuff, and it's amazing how quiet it has gotten, I'll put it that way. As you know, there was just a lot of, well, to me, a lot of propaganda, as always, just trying to get on everybody's nerve, do all this stuff just to cause all this ruckus. And I'm like, okay, now you're so quiet. I just hate that. I'm getting off topic, I know, but that's just one reason as far as taking care of yourself, self-care, besides making this deodorant and stuff like that. That's why I don't even watch the news at all. It's just a lot of just craziness. And I know I did a video last week, I think, in here, actually right before the inauguration, actually, a few days before the inauguration, just kind of reminding you all to, of course, take care of yourself, to do your own self-care. Whether it's making deodorants like this, it's for your body, that kind of thing, and then it takes your mind off things, or you're doing some kind of arts and crafts, or you're doing a cooking demo, or whatever it is, just make sure that you're doing something for you to, of course, bring back your own inner peace. Like I said, we can allow sometimes for all this news and all these, the news and all this stuff that's going on, people on Facebook, people on Instagram, all this stuff to, of course, be bringing all this craziness to us. Okay, things are going to happen in the world every single day. There's nothing we can control about that at all, y'all. I know people want to help do all these things. That's fine if that's what your mission is. But for many people, it's not your mission to, of course, try to solve everything in the world or try to feel sorry for everybody in the world. Yes, you can do those things, but you're going to drive yourself crazy in the meantime. I put it that way as well. So let's make sure you keep that in mind. Like I said, I know I'm talking about other things now, self-care, but that's still part of self-care as well. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. Like I said, that's definitely something that's important to me. And I hope that is important to you all as well. I know Makiba, if she's still on here, I know that it's definitely important to her as well, because she does talk about it, and she's about it every single day as well. Meditation and that kind of thing too. If you pray, whatever it is, make sure that you're taking care of yourself first. You can't take care of somebody else if your cup is half full and you have no idea what's going on. You're full of anxiety because of the news and Corona and all this stuff going on, and the Republicans and the Democrat or whatever's happening in the world. Like I said, you would drive yourself crazy. Yes, I used to watch the news back in the day. I haven't watched the news. What is this, 2021? I have no idea. I really wasn't a news watcher. The main thing I used to watch was the doggone weather. But of course, other things came on before the weather most times. But like I said, that was the main thing that I usually tried to watch anyway. But yes, I did, of course, see some of the news, what is it called? I don't know, broadcast about somebody that got killed or whatever else going on. All this craziness, like I said, it's just, to me, a lot of fear tactics, I guess I could say. I know things are going to happen in the world every single day. But like I said, we just cannot allow ourselves to get so wrapped up in all the stuff that's going on in the world that we forget who we are. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, there's a lot of folks, of course, suffer with anxiety, depression, all these things going on. I know I'm not a doctor. I study psychology. I am a social worker for over 20 plus years. So I know what a lot of that looks like as far as mental illness. I had to study all that stuff too. I still got my DSM-4 somewhere. Actually, it's over there. I studied that. I read that entire book, so I know exactly I know most of what it says now. Is I can't remember every single term, but like I said, I recognize and see things, some of my clients as well. And like I said, a lot of the anxieties and all those kind of things, like I said, that definitely comes from the way you perceive your environment. I guess I put it that way. Depression sometimes can be, unless it's a chemical imbalance. But like I said, definitely all those types of things will definitely come from your environment and the way that you perceive your environment, the way that you deal with your environment, and whether you're able to, of course, be your true self in that environment. I guess I put it that way as well. Like I said, that definitely comes into play from what I've noticed with the clients I've dealt with over the last, 21, almost 22 years now in the field of people. I guess I put it that way, being a social worker. So like I said, it's definitely a lot. But like I said, you definitely learn a lot about people, life, the way people relate to each other, all those kind of things as well. But like I said, we definitely have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So I know I'm making this deodorant right now, but after I get done, I'm actually going to be exercising, because I have fell off of my exercise. I'm like, y'all know, I was one that was in kickboxing all the time. I'm just like, what in the world's going on? And I can't blame it on Corona. It's me getting lazy. I put it that way. But like I said, definitely, I'm getting my exercise back on today. I do, I guess, walk up down the steps, that kind of thing, here in my apartment building, because I'm on the second floor, so we have to the basement, because I was actually walking up and down the steps from the basement to the door, that kind of thing. So I do that for about 10, 15 minutes, do some floor exercises, because I used to lift weights and stuff too, not every single day, so my body bound, I got all these muscles, that kind of thing, but definitely, like I said, as far as just lifting the weights and making sure I'm trying to keep as toned as I can. And that's still good for your body to, of course, get some of that excess Well, I guess excess things out of your muscles, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, definitely, we could definitely got to get our exercise on, our healthiness on, I guess I put it that way as well. Like I said, at some point we have to realize that regardless of what's going on in the world, if we're not healthy, whole, if we're not, of course, able to take care of ourselves, nobody's going to take care of it for us. We have to do that. Yes, you can have family and that kind of thing, but in the end, no matter who you have in your life, you're still responsible for how your life runs and what goes on in your life. So keep that in mind, y'all. Like I said, I can talk about this all day long, but like I said, you're still responsible for all that, regardless of what happened to you, what didn't happen to you, what your parents didn't do for you, what your mate or whoever didn't do for you, what your kids didn't do, whoever didn't do for you. I don't know, but like I said, you definitely have to take it at some point, the responsibility into your own hands to see what you can do to, of course, change your situation and fix your situation, however you see it fixed, and however you see it fit as well. Like I said, that's definitely something you have to do. Regardless of what I say, regardless of what anybody says. Being a coach, I'm a coach as well. And I think I've said that in some of these videos. But like I said, definitely, relationship coach or not, whatever's going on in my life, I have to fix that. Nobody's going to be fixing my stuff. I mean, yes, I can get a coach. I've had coaches before. Like I had a therapist. I was in therapy for about 3.5 years, actually. So like I said, I definitely had to get my own help, my own assistance as well. And there was nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I saw my therapist back in college, actually. I was there for years, but the first semester, after I found out that they had a student health center where I can go and get like some therapy services, that kind of thing with the insurance that I had at the college. Like I said, I definitely took advantage of that. And I had an awesome, she actually wasn't a full therapist, I put it that way, because she was practicing and she was a student therapist. I guess she was doing her internship. Her name was Miss Linda. She was awesome. And when I moved here to this apartment, I found the card that she wrote me after she left and moved to Florida, because she, of course, left before I graduated college. I'm trying to see. Yeah, before I graduated college and that kind of thing, got married, moved to Florida. Like I said, I found her card, so I said I was going to actually write her one of these days. I got to find the card now, but I know I packed it up. I think it's in the room. Like I said, I definitely was in therapy 3.5 years with her. I think I did well. She said I did well as well. The reason why I started going, of course, growing up, all the traumatic environments I was in, see my mother being abused just about every day. Parents, of course, smoking crack. I know what I know what everything smells, every drug actually smells like. Know what it looks like, if it feels like, that kind of thing as well. So like I said, seeing all that, the environment I was living in, nobody can help the environment that you're in. Of course, I'm in the inner city, drug-infested neighborhoods, gang-infested neighborhoods. This was back in the 80s and 90s. So, of course, yes, there was a lot of people around me, friends, some family, of course, being killed, being shot. Our house, of course, at houses I was at, being shot at, different things like that. Like I said, I had a lot of trauma, I guess I put it that way. A lot of things that I was, of course, had bad dreams a lot. I know I was diagnosed actually with PTSD back in the day, back when I was going to therapy and stuff like that. Like I said, that was definitely something that I knew when I started. And actually, right now, I'm stirring it up, y'all. When I started college, like I said, I knew that was a concern for me because I had bad nightmares every single night. And like I said, I couldn't keep living like that. Like I said, I was 17, 18 years old, going to college, that kind of thing. And like I said, I had been having nightmares since I was young, since I was a little kid. I was sexually abused back when I was about 4 or 5 years old. Like I said, there was just a lot of trauma. And like I said, me having to, of course, still fend for myself throughout life and that kind of thing as well. Like I said, I had to realize that I had to get me some help. I'm not going to be, I made a long time ago, back when I was young. I wasn't even in grade school yet. I made a pact to myself, a promise to myself that I was going to not be like my environment. I made that promise to myself a long time ago. I probably was I would just say 5 years old. I don't know. I hadn't even started school yet. But I know I made that promise to myself that I was going to be nothing like my environment. And that's the life that I chose to go ahead and, of course, live. I guess I put it that way. I wasn't going to, of course, be on drugs. I wasn't going to, of course, be in a gang. Yes, I was around those things because they're in my environment, but in family and stuff like that. But other than that, I wasn't going to, yes, I was, like I said, I saw some different things. I saw all kind of stuff. I put it that way. But like I said, I knew I definitely was not going to live that type of life because I saw what it led to. Everybody that I saw, or mostly everybody that I saw, of course, living that type of lifestyle, drugs, gangs, that kind of thing. Even my own parents, my dad died of a drug overdose, and I was like 31 years old. Like I said, definitely, it just, like I said, it was just a lot. And like I said, I definitely had to Not to spray the screen with the powder, y'all, but I had to realize that I had to give my own self some help. And like I said, at some point you will realize that as well, especially if you're, like I had nightmares, that kind of thing, traumatic experience, was being triggered a lot, all that kind of stuff. I had a very bad temper. You may not be able to tell that now, but I was a very bad hothead, I put it that way. I would curse you out in a minute, say whatever I felt was on my mind, whatever the case may have been. Don't care how you would have felt anything. Now, I may still do that sometimes today. It just depends on the situation. I'm not as bad with it as I was back then, I put it that way. I do think sometimes when I'm, well, a lot, I ain't gonna say sometimes. I think a lot more, I put it that way, about what I'm about to say before I'm going to say it now. I can say that. But like I said, it definitely, that was just a big learning experience for me as far as getting my own stuff together. Like I said, that was the beginning journey of me getting my stuff together back when I was in college. Knowing that I can, of course, fix myself, work on myself, whether I had help from a therapist or whoever it was from. Like I said, I definitely knew that back then. And that was something that I knew that growing up as a child, that I was not going to be anything like my environment. I said that to myself all the time. And like I said, I know I may have, if some of you all may follow me on my regular page, I've shared that entire journey with you all, from growing up to the domestic violence in my household and all that kind of stuff, my parents, the drug usage, the environment I was in. I just shared all this stuff on live video a few years ago, actually. It's actually most of it, I think all of it's on YouTube. Because I have a YouTube channel, just my name, the same name, Tonetta Clay, is on there as well. But like I said, I definitely shared all those things. But like I said, definitely, I had a lot of folks reaching out, just asking how I did this, how I did that. Like I said, the first thing is making a choice that you're going to actually, that you want to see some change in your life. You have to actually make that choice, I guess I put it that way. Nobody's going to make that choice for you, I can say that. Until you realize that something in your life is a problem, you will never fix it. Like I said, you definitely have to realize that whatever's in your life that you want to fix is a problem. You want to get it done. You want to try to work on it, that kind of thing. You have to admit that to yourself. Like I said, that's always the first step. You have to speak that truth to yourself. That's why my business is called Speak Your Truth, I guess I put it that way. Like I said, you definitely have to speak that truth to yourself in order to, of course, like I said, admit to yourself that something's wrong and that you need to fix it. I guess I'd say that. Like I said, that was definitely something that I had to do. Like I said, doctor, if you all want to see it, just go on YouTube and type in Tonetta Clay, and it should definitely come up. Like I said, just check it out. But like I said, I did a lot of videos back then about that. And like I said, that was part of my healing journey. As far as my healing journey with all the things that was going on, how I forgave my parents, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, that was definitely something that I had to work through. My relationship with God as well. I was one for many years, actually since a kid on to when I'm 44, so I guess 41-ish, well, about 41. Until then, I was always an atheist, called myself an atheist, didn't believe in God and any of those kind of things. Yes, I knew that there was some kind of something higher than me, I guess I put it that way, but I was just so damn angry all the time. Like I said, with all the stuff that I felt that didn't go right in my life, and being in victim mode, all those kind of things. I should have got this, other people got this, I didn't get this as a kid, and all this kind of stuff. Whatever it was, like I said, that was something that I had to deal with. Like I said, once I got my own self out of victim mode, then I realized that, of course, that I could make these changes. And like I said, that wasn't until, I was still angry, of course, when I got to college, that kind of thing. But, of course, it was getting better, I guess I'd say that. Like I said, I definitely had to learn that the anger was coming from, of course, yes, it came from the environment, that kind of thing, but it came from all the things that I thought I was lacking. And like I said, I had to, of course, realize that myself is, yes, all those things may have happened to me, but like I said, they don't have to keep on happening to me. I can always create another support system anywhere, whether it was at college or whether it was in an external friend support group, whatever it was, and still receive those, whatever it was I want to feel, whether it was love from somebody else, whatever it was. Like I said, I had to realize that I can always do that. Yes, I know sometimes we have crazy families, things go on, all kind of stuff may happen. But just realize and know that you can find support groups and support people all across this world. Now the internet is possible, I guess I put it that way. Back in the day, of course, when I first started college, I think there was just the beginning of Facebook. So, of course, it was just for college students, and that's when I started first using it, trying to figure out what it was, how it worked, all that kind of stuff. And I met some awesome people. I actually met a person that I found out was my cousin actually online, so that was awesome. And he and I still talk to this day, so that was awesome. So like I said, it was just, a lot of things you have to just think about What is it in your life that you're willing to change? And what is it in your life that you're willing to rewrite? I guess I put it that way. Because yes, it's going to take some rewriting. It's not going to be an easy process, or it's going to happen tomorrow. It takes time for y'all. Of course, it depends on what you've been through. In order for you to heal, like I said, in order for you to, of course, not be as triggered by things as you were, I guess I put it that way. Somebody saying something smart about you, or somebody looking at you a crazy way, you thinking they all don't like you, or you think it's because somebody gossiped about you, it's going to make your whole day, I'm going to kill myself, this is horrible, because I was suicidal back then at certain points in my life as well. And like I said, that was definitely something that I had to realize. Like I said, that I had the issue. Yes, all those things may have happened to me, but I still had the damn issue of all the stuff that was left over, I guess I put it that way. Like our food left over in the damn refrigerator. Like I said, you have to realize all those leftover things, all those triggers, all the attitudes, all the behaviors that you're doing, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, yes, all those things are going to affect you until you do something about it. I put it that way. And like I said, all the bad dreams I was having, I could not keep having bad dreams. I mean, bad dreams like people are shooting, trying to kill me. People are shooting, killing other people in my dreams, because that's what I saw. People are dying in my dreams. The world's blowing up, or the house blew up, or something else is going on just every single night. Bad tremor nightmares. I woke up every night, sometimes crying, shaking to death, that kind of thing, because of these nightmares. Like I said, that was something that I knew I had to change, regardless of what I went through, regardless of who may have put me through whatever it was. As I was an adult, yes, I was 18, 17, 18, 19 years old. I knew that I had to, of course, make those changes. I didn't know how until I found the therapy, I guess I put it that way. And they let me know that that's what therapy can do, because I was very skeptical of going to therapy, I guess I put it that way, of course. As you know, a lot of minorities sometimes have all that skepticism. It's not going to work, or it didn't help my cousin, or it didn't help in this community. Black folks don't go to therapy and all this kind of stuff. Yes, the hell they do. I went to therapy. I'm black. So, I mean, like I said, definitely, that can definitely help you if there's something that you need. Like I said, at some point, if you want to keep using excuses because of somebody didn't go to therapy, or black folks don't do this, or Hispanic folks don't do this, or white folks don't do this, or whoever don't do whatever it is, like I said, those are excuses for you not to grow and not to live your life. And if that's how you want to live, that's definitely fine with me, because it's definitely your life. But like I said, if you're a type of person that wants to, of course, change your life for the better, so that you can start having more opportunities and open your mind and your body and your heart up to, of course, different things that's going on in the world, different things that you can do, different things that you can see. There's a whole world out here that you can experience. I didn't go on my first trip until I was 31 years old, actually. I had not even left this damn country. I mean, of course, I've been out of the city of St. Louis. As a little kid, we went to Oklahoma. I don't really remember all the stuff. I know we went to Langston University. My cousin was there. And I know we had went to Kansas City, but that was the only trips that I had ever been on up until I went to Lake of the Ozarks for training for my job. Other than that, those are the only trips I had ever been on. Vacations, I put it that way. I never done no vacations until I was 31 years old. And like I said, that was something that I missed out on. Yes, I knew about different places, that kind of thing, but me holding my life up, or I'm waiting for so-and-so to get some money to go on this, to go on that never happened. I put it that way, as I'm telling you. That never happened. So I took it upon myself to, of course, go start experiencing places. My cousin, all of a sudden I got a message in my email one day. I guess I'll tell you all that. I'm actually done making the deodorant. I'm on a tangent now about self-care and loving ourselves and all that kind of stuff, and experiencing the world right now. But like I said, as far as the first trip that I went on, I actually I was working at this nonprofit with single moms and their children. They had I don't know if you all remember back in the day. This was back 14 years ago. They had that Disney Get a Day, Give a Day, where you, of course, volunteer for the day and they'll give you a free ticket for Disney World. Because I had always wanted to go to Disney World. I had never been. So, of course, I did the volunteer work and had no idea how the hell I was going to Disney World, because I thought it was unaffordable, all that kind of stuff. I never even took my time to even look up how much the stuff cost, y'all. I never did. Some with other places I did, but just not Disney World, because it seemed like it was so expensive and that kind of thing. So I figured this was my opportunity to at least get a ticket. And you had up until like a year or two, of course, complete it. Let me show y'all what this deodorant looks like, y'all. It looks like cream. This is exactly how it looks. And like I said, that's how yours should look as well when you're done making it. And I'm done making deodorant, but I do want to finish telling y'all this story before I get off here, y'all. But like I said, as far as that Disney Get a Day, Give a Day, I did that. submitted everything to Disney like they asked, and I got my free ticket. Y'all, this was like, I think that was like in May, or no, it wasn't May. It was probably like September, October. I don't know what year it was, but I know it was like in the fall. And because I had worked that whole Saturday to, of course, paint the girls' rooms, to help do cleaning and like deep cleaning and that kind of thing for the whole entire agency. And it wasn't just me; it was others as well. But I chose to do the Disney Give a Day, Get a Day, so I can get the ticket. And like I said, getting the ticket, I'm wondering, of course, because I had never traveled anywhere, that kind of thing. Like, how the hell am I gonna get to Florida? So I guess to Disney World. So just so happened, I think it was like that January. Shoot, I got stuff all on my phone, y'all. I think it was like, it wasn't January. Maybe it was like November, December of that. Maybe like a few months later. I got an email from my cousin out of the blue about this cruise that they were going on to the Bahamas. It was 5 days, I think 5 or 6 days, and they were going to be staying in Orlando overnight. And I'm sitting up here like, ain't this a bitch? I'm like, I just got my ticket for Disney. Now I can actually try to get a chance to go. And of course, like I said, my cousin said that to me. Like I said, me and her talk every once in a while. We're not as close as we used to be, I guess I put it that way. But of course, we still, of course, chit chat, that kind of thing. And like I said, she had sent me the email. So I'm looking over this email. I'm like, okay, it was like $600 something. I mean, it wasn't really that much. I had to get my flight and all that kind of stuff. And I had never done any of that. Like I said, I mean, yes, I have flown. My job had flew me different places, but that wasn't a vacation. It was just like that place, pick up this kid who was in an adoptive home, bring him back that day, that kind of thing. It wasn't a vacation. They couldn't see nothing, just at the airport. But like I said, definitely going on a vacation, I was like, I have got to do this. I had seen the Bahamas on the Travel Channel growing up throughout the years, and I'm like, I got to go see this place in person. So I was all excited. So I sent her email, please send me the information. I called Miss Gretchen because she was the travel agent that they were using, and went ahead and booked my trip. And like I said, that was the best thing I could have done in my life, y'all. So like I said, just if you all have a dream, if you all have something that you want to do, make sure that you're getting out there doing it. Like I said, that was definitely something that I wanted to do. Something that I've always wanted to do was travel across the world and see all these things. And it was just awesome, y'all. And let me tell you about some part about the trip when I got down there. Of course, we got to Orlando. I was just amazed, of course. That first day, I got a chance to go to 2 Disney parks, y'all. My cousin's friend, they had free passes to get into any park. So I got the free pass from one of them. I got a chance to go to Epcot Center and the Magical Kingdom, y'all, that night to see the actual parade, saw all the princesses. I was just in awe, y'all. It was just awesome. Yes, I was 31, big-ass kid. I love being a big kid. That's never going to change with me. But like I said, I was just definitely just all about everything. Saw Mickey Mouse, got a chance to hug everybody, the Donald Duck and Minnie Mouse and all that stuff. So it was just awesome, y'all. So like I said, definitely when you're thinking about your own life and trying to, of course, invoke some kind of happiness into your life, like and change, just keep in mind that you're going to have to take some steps in order to do so. Like I said, I took the steps to do so. I had no idea how I was even going to get to Florida Disney World, whether I can even get the tickets, spent like the next year. I had no idea at the time. I just thought maybe someone come along and I'd be able to go. I guess it's what I thought. And like I said, my cousin sent that email. I was on it. Got my passport and all that kind of stuff as well. Like I said, that was definitely something that I was wanting to do, and I had to do it. I guess I put it that way. Yes, I was scared as hell. I mean, I didn't take any of my friends or anybody I was close to actually go and do all this trip with. I was basically going on I guess with my cousin and her friends. I mean, like I said, me and my cousin hung out, but not as much at all. We talked every once in a while, that kind of thing, but we're not really all that close like that anymore. But like I said, I still care for her, love her, that kind of thing as well. She bakes a hell of a good cakes and stuff like that too. But like I said, just definitely, I was just like, okay, I'm taking this trip regardless of who's going. I don't care if nobody was going. I was still going. That's all that I knew. I didn't know anybody else on the trip. And actually, I met a person on the trip, my best friend now to this day. We connected as soon as we met on that damn flight. Of course, was placed in the room to share the room together. We had the most awesome time, and we have the most awesome friendship. I call her my sister. So like I said, definitely, you never know what kind of people you will meet in your life if you don't try to make those changes into your life, and if you don't take some steps forward to take some action towards things that you want to do and things that's going to make you happy. So I'm going to get my butt off here because I've been talking forever, y'all. But I want to say thank you all for tuning in. The deodorant is made. And like I said, this is how it looks. It looks like some thick icing. That's exactly how it looks, or some thick Crisco. That's how it looks. And like I said, I'm definitely done making that. And this is going to last me probably until the summertime, y'all. So probably until the summer, or I guess late summer probably. So like I said, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I want to thank you all for listening to all my ramblings today, because I was going on and on about all kind of stuff. But definitely thank you. And like I said, Makiba, I definitely thank you. You said, I'll have to check all your messages when I get off here as well, and I'll definitely reply as well. But for those, I saw some other folks pop in. Thank you all for popping in, and for those who catch the replay, definitely enjoy. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Take care, y'all. Be blessed.